Alrighty guys, what's going on? What's going on? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Gonna wait for some people to get in here, guys. Then we're gonna go over the trade recap from today. Then we'll do any type of Q&A anyone has for me, and then we'll do some analysis, guys. Keep it short and sweet. Just gonna post this link across the board. Alrighty, guys, what's going on? What's going on? Again, guys, if anybody has any questions right now, let me know. I'm gonna give it another like 2 to 3 minutes, allow some people to join, and then we're gonna go over the stream, or excuse me, the trade recap for today. How do you decide the date when you're doing options? Just depends on how much you think a stock will move, really. How fast, based on the average trading range it has. My name on Discord is Zach. My Discord that I'm in is Stock Dads. So again, if you guys want to join the Stock Dads Discord, if you're not already in there, make sure you use code Zach. Gets you a 30% discount for all new users, guys, for life. Richard Patterson, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate that. Like I said, guys, I'm going to wait another couple minutes here, and then I'm going to go over the trade recap. Probably another like 1 or 2 minutes. I'll go over the trade recap for today, and then we'll get underway here, guys, with any questions, any Q&A, market scan, any of that good stuff. But in the meantime, guys, let me know if anyone has any questions before we hop into it. So today we traded ES, guys. Pretty wild day, you know. It's been a real wild, like really couple last weeks, honestly. I mean, honestly, ever since February, you know. February was pretty choppy, range bound, big moves, and then obviously the end of February, start of March here, really nasty decline. But you know, we're at a key spot here, so let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Rugby and Discord, my guy, love your passion. Appreciate that. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, I really try to, you know, make sure that, you know, while we're trading, we're learning. Obviously, it's hard to trade and kind of teach at the same time, so I do the best I can, you know, when we can. But double tap that screen on TikTok, guys. Let's get going here. All right. It depends, Sharonda Jones. It depends on what plan you get. The daily, excuse me, not daily, the weekly or the monthly or the annual. So I don't know the exact numbers for that, but what I can tell you is if you use code ZAC, gets you 30% discount for life. So guys, we're going to hop into the trade recap here. So today we traded ES, right? And so for me, it was pretty simple, right? For me, it was pretty simple. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where is Wednesday? Okay, cool. So we opened the day, guys, right around here on this 57.87s, which was underneath my key level, right? And so to start the day, I kind of had a somewhat short bias. I didn't necessarily think we were going to get a trending move lower, you know, all day, but I did think that we were going to go lower, right? And so I kind of somewhat psyched myself out a bit. And for those that were on the voice chat, know Unfortunately, we never caught an entry to the short side, but we did catch an entry to the long side. So I just really quickly want to talk about the short side kind of ideas we had, and they all worked, right? So the initial thought was that we were leaning short because we opened underneath the key level here. In addition, the 5-minute chart at this time, the 15-minute chart at this time, and the hourly chart were all to the downside. They were all pointed down, right? So because of that, we had a lot of resistance ahead based on the EMAs, and we had a resistance ahead based on the level. So what I was aiming to do was try to catch a piece of the pie to the downside, which was really the whole focus the entire day. There was some downside scalps that I actually did take. I took this rejection off the 8 EMA. I took one other thing myself. But then when it rolled around, I was looking for a short somewhere around here after we got this 5-minute sell set up. But then we had data that came out which kind of ruined that initial plan and had this massive spike higher. So from 57.80s, we spiked all the way up to 58.16. So we had a 35-point spike, right? I did still say I thought it was possible if we did take out this pivot low to go lower, and sure enough, what we ended up doing is really just going range bound for a bit, right? We ended up going range bound for a bit, and so I said, okay, what I'm going to look for is a break of the previous hourly low. So we ended up going range bound for a bit, and then towards the end of the second hour, we did break that low. And so I kept saying a couple times that I was looking for an entry based on the 2-minute. And so I said that I was waiting for this 2-minute candle to close. And so as soon as this 2-minute candle closed, the next one opened, and we had an immediate dump down. I wasn't able to take entry there. From there, I was looking for another short entry down here, and basically every single time we had a 2-minute test, I didn't pull the trigger at all, and we never even got like a 5-minute setup or anything like that. And so I ultimately, despite having a couple different chances, this one in particular being the best, and there also was an area right over here where we did come up and retest this directly, which would have been a good short. So, looking back, using the 2-minute, using the 5-minute, there were a bunch of different entries you could have taken. It was just about pulling the trigger. But for me, because initially for the first like 2 hours of the day or so, we were in this initial range, I was definitely more tentative and kind of just hesitant on taking those trades, right? To the short side. When we broke that previous hourly range, we set up that hourly 1, 2, 3. It did make me feel a lot better. I just hesitated a bit, and by the time I hesitated, it was too far gone. But the positive now is that we nailed a really, really nice long entry. So I kind of took a second around here. Once this big candle happened, I just said, you know what, I need a second. I stepped away from the screens for a little bit, and I'm like, you know what, we're going to still look. I'm not necessarily going to look for shorts because at this point, the short R to R is definitely not there, considering we have a key level here and we have yesterday low acting as support. This general area in here, right, should be tough to just knife through. So I'm not going to try to short this, but I may not long it. But I decided that I wanted to potentially take a stab here at this 57.51s. And so I actually was debating it after we got a small reaction, and then this candle bounced about 10 points, about 9 or 10 points. So I said, okay, the first sign of a small retracement back down, I will take an entry. And I ended up taking an entry right here around that 57.58s. So this is the 2-minute chart, and as you can see, at one point it did spike down here. And for this trade, we had about a 9 or 10 point stop loss, roughly 9 or 10 point take profit. Okay. How do you mark your key levels? Ozzy says, good question. I use an hourly level system based on the hourly pivots, essentially. I'm not going to go into that in detail. I teach that during my mastermind. But again, with that being said, it is a little bit more complicated than just putting some lines on an hourly. So I'm not going to cover it here. We're just going to cover the trade itself. The Walrus, thank you for the follow on TikTok as well. Is this future Zach? It is future Zach. We're just doing the recap from today, guys. So anyway, back to the trade. We were looking for this initial reaction, and we did get a good initial reaction there based on this 5-minute. And so this we took entry right here, basically this 57.58. The next candle did come down, and we were in about 6 points of drawdown, but I mentioned that, listen, once you take your entry, you figure out your stop loss, you figure out your take profits, you have proper sizing to reflect whatever the stop loss and risk is. All you can simply do is accept the risk, and then you go from there. So, despite being in a little bit of drawdown, we ended up closing pretty decently. And then luckily for us, right, I said this on the stream, and it is true, I really do believe that a good-looking chart oftentimes lines up with good news and vice versa, bad news, bad chart. So, you know, there at some time around here, and again, this was not any type of scheduled data that was there that I gambled through. This was just a random announcement through the day that there was some type of positive tariff talks. And so our take profit got absolutely crushed, as you guys can see from our entry there at 57.58. You know, this was the kind of second bar. The third bar went all the way up to that 57.88, giving us 20 plus points in one bar. I took profit right around that 57.70s, trying to front run that 5-minute 20 a little bit. Obviously, I wasn't expecting any type of data, any type of news, but, you know, nonetheless, we were able to get about 10, 11 points in there, something like that. Yeah, I think it was about 11 points with 3 micros, which was good for 150 bucks for our small account. So again, after 3 days, our small account now is sitting $400 in profit, or maybe like $450 in profit, something like that. So very, very small sizing. I've only taken 3 trades, 1 each day. So we haven't had one day where we've been even somewhat remotely close to normal size. We haven't had one day where we've taken multiple trades, and we're still $400 up as of now. I do know some people are a little bit ahead of me, closer to that $500 mark, because they've gotten some better fills on both ends, which is totally cool. Again, the whole objective here is for you guys to learn. And then, as I mentioned to you guys, the first step will be that 2-minute flip, then the 5-minute flip. The 5-minute flip did happen here. Once the 5-minute flips back to the upside, what are you going to look for? The 15-minute. I didn't signal this because our rule in the chat, as of now, what's agreed upon, is that for the challenge account, we're trading from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock Eastern time on voice chat, and you know, I'm not going to send any signals outside of that time. But we did have a 15-minute EMA flip right here, as well as a 3-bar pullback right to the 15-minute EMAs, which led to a nice igniting move higher. I did take this trade, but on NQ, so I'll just show you guys real quick this trade, how it looked on NQ. A little bit cleaner on NQ, as you can see. Nice controlled 3-bar pullback, nice impulse. I took profit near the previous high of the day, despite yesterday high being our target. So overall, that was the trade portion of the day. So turned $500 into $350 in one day. Nice, good work. Justin Loco, thank you for the gift as well. Anyway, so that is you know, that was the trade recap. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask me in the chat. Ozzy and user, thank you guys for the follows. Caught 200 NQ points, sweet. But again, guys, if anyone has any questions, feel free. I'm reading that YouTube chat. Appreciate you, John. But yeah, again, it was a pretty straightforward day. We just, you know, unfortunately missed out a little bit to the downside on MES, but we were able to get a nice upside move on ES, catching that pretty much dead bottom at our key level there, right? We pretty much hit our key level to the tick, and then from there was no new low of the day, and then obviously the positive news helped us out. And you know, so the key thing now going into tomorrow, guys, is we do have a daily inside bar, right? We do have a daily inside bar. And so it becomes pretty simple. Now, a break under this low, 57.51s, shorts are on the table. A break above, I would be pretty guaranteed we're going to at least test the daily 8 EMA, which is about 25 to 30 points higher. What do I think about hood calls? Not the worst. A lot of names still need to consolidate for a bit, though, I will say. Justin, thank you for the gift. Let me know, guys, if anyone has any questions. How much would a newcomer should start with? So to start with futures, guys, it's very affordable. You know, it only costs a couple $100, and you can honestly get started with a futures account. You know, obviously you have to learn how to trade it, but you know, it's very low cost to trade futures. With options, it's probably a little bit more. You probably need a couple thousand at least, I would say. You don't need to put in thousands in each trade, but to have an account with relatively proper risk management, you need a couple thousand. Do you go from 2 minutes to 5 to 15? Yes. It's all a sequence, guys. It's all a sequence, and I teach this EMA kind of sequence, right? Here's the thing. A lot of people know how to trade with EMAs, and maybe I'm biased, right? But not a lot of people know how to trade EMAs the right way, the way I do, which I think is the best way. So, but again, you know, for the newcomers over there, if you guys are not already in the chat, make sure using code ZACH gets you a 30% discount. This code will likely not be going on much longer. I have a mastermind coming up soon. I believe after that it's going to be no more. So take advantage of that while you can. No, I'm not in any Ethereum. And I don't really love that chart at all. I don't know, I'm not a big fundamental guy, so maybe the fundamentals are telling you guys something else. But as far as the chart itself, not a big fan. Appreciate the likes on TikTok, guys. We're almost at 3K. We're at 2.6K. Let's see if the market's moving at all. Maybe we can take a little trade action on the non-challenge account. I have an eval I need to be working on, so probably not gonna get too many moves though here in the after hours if I had to guess. Maybe a little EMA flipper, 15-minute, hourly, 15.5, 15.5, hour. Actually does look valid. Stop loss underneath. Not a terrible idea, right? About a 1-to-1 trade, roughly. Not a terrible idea. I'll keep an eye on this setup here, guys. I'll keep an eye on this one. Not going to take it just yet, but I'll keep an eye on it for sure. Let me know that if anyone has any questions, any tickers you want me to cover, guys. The trade recap portion is done. It'll be posted on YouTube, so. Is it emoji? What does that mean? What does that mean, emoji? Kara Auctions. So the code ZAC is a 30% discount for life. The code for Tradeify. Tradeify is the main firm that I use for futures trading. Tradeify.co code StockDads gets you a 35% discount for the 50K accounts that I've been using for the challenge. So that's the best discount you can get there, code StockDads for Tradeify. And if you actually want to join the Discord itself, it's code ZAC. Code ZAC gets you that 30% discount for life. I'm not trading anything right now. Ameni? What do you mean by Ameni? I don't know what that means, Mr. Najafi. I'm not trading anything right now. I'm looking at this NQ setup though. Can you give a little brief idea about the hourly time frame level setup? I know you said you wouldn't, but could you if you have time at the end? Yeah, so Alfredo, the hourly system that I use is a little bit of my secret sauce, so I don't typically give that out for free. But I will. I'm not gonna gatekeep it in full. I'm not going to show you how to do it, but I'll speak through it a bit. Just know it's based on key hourly pivots. I use it based on hourly trend shifts, right? Again, I'm not going to, that's part of what makes my system click, I guess. And so again, I'm not going to share that in full right now, but just know it's based on hourly key pivots. How much is Tradeify? If you use... Personally, I use the straight to funded account, meaning there's no evaluation. So the 50K straight to funded account, is about $300, I believe, if you use that discount. There's no activation fee. There's no monthly fee. It's a one-time fee. Pay it one time, and that's it. So you pay the one-time fee, and you're good to go. And that's all. And again, our goal is to get a payout by the end of the month. Knock on wood, I'm hoping. If it takes longer, it takes longer. But slow and steady. Again, we're up $400 in a couple days, so we're hoping to just continue the base hits and stack it up a bit. Not too late to join the challenge. Not too late. Let me know if anyone has any other questions for me, guys. See, the only concern that I have, especially in the after hours, is it's still an hourly inside bar, so this could literally just chop around for the next 39 minutes before breaking. If it broke these highs, I feel a little bit more confident of a move up to 74s. So we'll see. Let me know, guys, if anyone has any other questions for me. Yes, you can put a stop loss on options, absolutely. You absolutely can. typically it's if I'm taking a larger size, I have more time. Smaller size, less time, because obviously options are very volatile. So, guys, we're at 3.6K likes on TikTok. Appreciate you guys. Let's see if we can maybe push that 5K marker. That'd be sweet. Appreciate the gifts, guys. Appreciate that as well. Thoughts on frogs? Frogs are sweet. Frogs are sweet, I guess. So, John, the screen just flashed there. The stops for options are all based on technicals. That's the hardest part about options, is that you don't really know exactly when the trade is gonna, or what the trade will be at when it goes wrong. So the hardest part about options is that the contract price moves independently but also codependent on the actual stock price. So because of that, there's no one-to-one like answer for what it could be or should be at a stop loss. So what I try to just do is, if I know percentage-wise of the actual underlying stock, it's going to be a little bit wider of a stop for the trade to be invalidated, I take a smaller position. It's very simple. So for example, I could show you guys today, right? Today we took a trade on ASTS. I can cover this trade in full and what we did. So I took entry right here at the close of this 5-minute candle. Why did I take it? We opened above our level, came down again, spiked back over the opening print, and then the EMAs flipped. And so I took entry literally right here, and we were pretty much in zero drawdown the entire time. I took an 80% size here, and we were able to get 50% gains in literally 15 minutes. The contracts went from 3.1 to like 4.7 in 15 minutes. I took 80% size because I wasn't 100% confident that we would just rip. There was this another scenario where we could still retest level and do something like this. In the event that this happened, I could size into full. But I did also know this alone, these two candles were pretty good confirmation, so I still wanted a hefty enough size. And so I was in about 80%, leaving a small amount of room to add, and at this point it was pretty simple that the stop loss would be somewhere underneath here. And sure enough, we hit that immediate target. And I wanted to potentially re-enter, but we really just went sideways for the majority of the day, then slowly grinded higher. But like the contracts didn't go up too much more, so. When I try to trade, it tells me that I have to bid the unit price, but I've seen people do more, less than the bid. I'm not sure exactly what that means, Siani. What do you mean by that exactly? Are you talking about futures, options? What are you talking about? Not 100% sure what that means. Zero-day options, in my opinion, are just, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on them. I've always struggled with them. Action Blends, thank you for the follow on TikTok. I've always struggled with zero-day options, guys. They're just way too volatile for me personally. I think trading futures is much better. Still very volatile, but also very black and white, where it makes a lot more sense. You pretty much have to size every zero-day position for at least a 50% loss, because one little 5-minute candle goes against you could ruin everything. I trade my futures on Tradeify, guys, as you can see right here, tradeify.co. That's where I trade my futures. I use the 50K straight to funded account, which is what we're doing our challenge with. There's no evaluation process, lightning fast payouts within minutes. I've already gotten over $15,000 or $20,000 payouts from them. 100% legit, vouch for them 100%. Using code StockDads gets you a 35% discount. Then for options, I use Webull. Let me know, YouTube, if you got any questions. Anyone in YouTube, TikTok, let me know, guys. Looking like Instagram's dying out. It's going to be a short stream today. The main purpose of the stream today was simply just to talk about the trade from today. We did the trade recap. It'll be posted, so. Let's see what NQ's up to. Ooh. How low is it today? Low. I kind of want to take this long, I'm not going to lie. Still an inside hourly bar. I think it's just going to chop around. You don't know anything about this stuff? Well, you're in a good place to learn if you want to join the Discord, brother. VZ. Let's see what we got going. So the first thing I do when I do any analysis, daily, weekly, monthly, right away, right? Daily, uptrend, cool. Weekly, just flips, cool. Monthly, technically an uptrend, yes. So the key thing here, the weekly technically is still another lower high, right? Like if you look at it like this, we haven't really, you know, I mean, we can just start marking the highs of these candles, right? It's still a lower high. So you could either try to anticipate, right, the break higher, or you can just average dollar cost average into it. Verizon's not a stock I like to trade because it moves really, really, really slow, right? It'll take you weeks to move like 5%. But again, if it's something you like, just buy daily, buy weekly, and buy monthly EMA retracements. Thorkel the Tall, though, if you want to join the Discord and learn, make some moolah and learn along the way. Or it's really the other way around. Learn and then make some moolah along the way. Use code ZAC, gets you that 30% discount for life. But anyway, you know, wrapping up, you know, the entry for me would now come above here. Because why? It's just like futures, everything is based on market structure. So you have to take out a previous pivot to go higher. This, in my opinion, now is a pretty significant pivot, right? So we have, if we're just going to mark this out, right? Let's just say from here to here, right? We have our low, we have our high, higher low, lower high. Let's just say equal low, lower high. So we, you know, and now we've gone like this where it's now a potential higher low. If we take out a lower high, then we'll start to be good to go for potential longs. Who does futures trading? Good question. So as of right now, I think we have, let's see how many traders we have. Let me just check the Discord. So we, as of right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different futures traders, guys. A couple of them, me, myself included, do futures and options, but about 3 or 4 of them just do futures. Just do futures. But no problem, John. Guys, we're at 5K likes on TikTok. Appreciate you guys for the support. Really do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Harrison, thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate that. If you're not already following, guys, at the very least, whether you're a member of the Stock Dads Discord or not, I try to hop on here, help you guys out, answer some questions for free. So do me a favor, drop me a follow at the very least at Zach Austin Trades on all platforms, guys. Any other questions, guys? Once the questions start dying out, I'm going to hop off. On the 50K Simple Funded, can I receive payout every day? Nope, every 10 days. 10 trading days, then you're good to go. Which for me is no biggie because you need to make money anyway, guys. So I can show you guys right now real quick, though. Let me show you. So guys, this right here is my, what we're about to see is my Tradeify journal. So this is my Tradeify journal, guys. As you can see, it's 40 days in a row of green. This is so far March. This was February. And as you can see, relatively speaking, no huge home runs here, right? 700, 200, 400, 300, 4, 5, 5, 6, 3, 2, 2, right? And this adds up to like 8 or 9K. And then in January, again, all green. Had some bigger days in January, right? I wanted to get a good buffer to start the account. A couple 1.5K days or so, 1K days. But overall, if you look, not a lot of trades, right? As of recent, I've been having more trades because I've been trading micros. But for this, it was more normal conditions, so I could have less trades focused on just hitting base hits, right? So 2 trades, 2, 4. This one was a little bit more, 14, 7, 8, 1, 1, 1, 3, 4, 4, 3, right? So you can see you don't need a lot of trades. You don't need a ton of trades, guys. So what up, Shrek? We're looking at NQ right now, guys. We're not trading anything right now. I'm not in any positions, but I was looking at NQ, but I think it's just going to be an hourly inside bar. Again, overnight sessions move very, very slow, so I'm not really trying to scalp for a couple points, but let me know, guys, any other questions. What's up, Christopher? What's going on? Any other questions, guys, before I hop off? Again, the main purpose of this stream was to talk a little bit about the trades, and that was pretty much it. So let me know if there's any other questions. If not, I'm hopping off for the night. Play a little video games, and then call it a night. Let me know, guys. Do I use Apex? Stay far away from Apex, guys. Stay far, far away from Apex. Tradeify right now is my #1 broker and still will be my #1 broker. As of now, #2, it's Take Profit Trader. Code ZACH works. Code ZACH gets you a discount on Take Profit Trader. #3 is Top Step. Apex is 0. Yeah, it's almost time for some video games, I believe. It's slowing down the chat, so. Alright, guys, I'm going to hop off here. Slowing down the chats a bit. People are dropping off. No problem here. Have a good rest of the night, guys. For those in the Discord who are here, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And I am going to just chill the rest of the night. So have a good rest of the night, guys.